You start the process of reassembling the distributor. We ran across a few issues, and you'll see in the video that it's broken up quite badly in terms of sequential events, but you'll get the general idea of how it goes. We had to stop the process because the problems we encountered was, one, putting this pin in, and two, getting the bearing installed properly, as we'll talk about later in the video. The thing you want to watch for when you're reassembling is to ensure that you have these two marks lined up so it goes back exactly the same way. The video will explain the sequence of events, but just some of the problems we encountered. You might want to use, if you have access to a hydraulic press, an arbor press, or lastly a vise to put your bearing in, which is living right here. You'll see quite clear in the video how that goes, but just some of the precautions you want to watch for is using a press to press the stator in, rather than hammering it as I've showed in the video. The press will put in a lot more evenly. The same with the pin. We had a problem with the pin in terms of putting it in. We used the hammer on a socket on here, and as you can see, we didn't get it in all the way. I'm going to have to wait till I get home to get the press to press that in more evenly. It's probably okay now because it's not sitting proud up here. It'll probably be fine, but I just like things perfect as it should be. So it's okay now, but I just want to make sure that it's sitting proud about a 16th of an inch, but it shouldn't interfere with the installation at all in the operation. Once you've got this all assembled, here is the O-ring that lives on here. So I'm going to install that now. It's going to go over here like this, and we'll just stretch that a bit. Just roll that over and just rotate it, make sure it's not twisted. And before you install it in the engine, of course, you're going to put lots of oil on that O-ring so it slides in really, really good. Once that's done, then we can put the rotor in, and as you'll notice, it's got a bump here. That bump will go into that little hole there, so it can only go in one way. It's Murphy proof. Once that's in, you can take your number 2 Phillips screwdriver and put the screw in the end. Magnetic screwdriver is a good thing to use because it's much easier to put that in. Put that home, not real overly tight, and we'll put the second screw in. So we'll just tighten it up just a bit. Don't over torque it. If we're talking about a piece of plastic, you want to crack that. The last thing that goes on is this gasket here that lives right like that, and that lives between the distributor cap. So I hope you enjoy the videos, the dismantling, the assembly, and before you start, look at this one first before you start tearing and ripping apart, and look at the tools that will make the job go easier. Right now I'm doing it on my patio. I don't have the proper tools or equipment, but this will give you an idea of how the thing goes. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and have a good day. Goodbye.